Alright guys, played a game of Warhammer this evening at my home, so you can see the desert terrain is back again. Now, this is a Tomb Kings versus High Elves game, but my opponent has a very nice looking army which he's deliberately put together so that it looks like it could either be a Wood Elves army or a High Elves army. He's painted all of his models up with a sort of green and brown scheme, and the models look very ambiguous. They sort of work as both Wood Elves and High Elves, and I think that's a very clever thing to do. He's got guys which sort of have two weapons, and some of them which have spears, and he's using them as sword masters, whereas as Wood Elves that also double as war dancers. And obviously the archers, just either kinds of elf archers, and the horses can either be Illyrian Reavers or Glade Riders, and it's very, very cool stuff. But I'll talk you through the deployment and so forth, because this is going to be an interesting game. Important piece of background here is that I'm going to be entering a tournament, a Warhammer tournament in New Zealand next month called Tin Soldier, and the guy that I'm playing against is actually the guy hosting and running the tournament, and he's quite an experienced player, so really looking forward to getting some learning done here in this particular game. But just from bottom to top, left to right with the Tomb Kings, swarm, burrowing instead of tunneling, got a scorpion there, got all the archers on the flank except for one other archer unit on the hill over the far side, infantry in the centre. On either side of that little bit of terrain there's a tomb guard unit. You can't see the Hierophants in with them, as well as the king, casket and scullipole at the back, and chariots kind of on the flank with, I was thinking of putting the prince's chariot group over the right hand side, but he's actually got a noble riding an eagle with the Star Lance and the Talisman of Loic, and you can see him right at the top of the picture there. And wow, what a combination! I never would have thought of that, but this guy's done it, and really just the mind boggles. You've got a character that charges with several attacks, like 3 attacks, and 3+ to hit because his weapon skill 6, unless he's fighting a character. And if he uses the Talisman of Loic, that's 3 strength 7 hits. And obviously that's going to wipe out chariots. So really, despite the fact that the rest of his army is very soft and quite weak in terms of just on paper the good choices versus the bad choices, he's got one very nasty eagle which can really throw a spanner in the works. So let's talk about his army. He's got a group of like 9 Shadow Warriors which are deployed in the forest there to the below, to the lower side of the screen. Not a big fan of Shadow Warriors, they're not very great, but he's chosen a list which is going to do very well in the tournament in terms of army composition score. He's not really gone on for a flat-out cheesy list, picking all of the best high-elf options. He's gone with some very tactical ones and very sort of weak but very flexible options as well. On the left-hand side of the picture, you've got his Illyrian Reavers and a unit of 14 Swordmasters, very unusual size, with the command group and so forth. He's got a unit of bigger units of archers on the hill. He's got a group of, I think, 14 or 15 spearmen in the middle. Another group of a smaller group of swordsmasters in front of the archers over the far side there, and another group of Illyrian Reavers on the left-hand side with his noble. He's actually got 3 nobles in this army. He's got 1 noble on the eagle, 1 noble on foot with the Reaver bow, 1 noble on a horse, currently with a spearman in this picture, with a battle banner, great banner, and he's got an archmage with the Jewel of Dusk and Dispel Scroll, and I think that's about it. Oh, Ring of Fury as well. So yeah, a really weird list. Never really thought to take that kind of style with High Elves. It's much different to what my High Elves are going to be like. He's got no heavy cavalry, he's got no repeated bolt throwers, he's got no standalone eagles, just that 1 noble. I've been ranting about this picture for ages. Let's go to the next picture. Right-hand side of the field here, you can see my chariots. You can also see where the carrion are, just behind the Tomb Guard there in the middle, and the Hierophant and the King are in the Tomb Guard unit. And really just not sure what my plan is going to be. I'm hoping to get a lot of shooting done on his Swordmasters, and then once he gets close, try to use my magic to bring around the chariots into better positions and do some charges. But for now, really just try to staying out of arm's reach of his stuff, because charging too many Swordmasters isn't going to work if you don't beat them in one go. And he's actually got the Banner of Balance on the large unit of Swordmasters, so I won't be able to auto-break them with fear. So that's going to be a big deal. Next picture, you can see the side that he's got over here. You've got all the archers on the hill. As you can see, they're sort of painted with a lot of green here. He's used the bases from Iron Halo, the Fens type bases. You can't see too much detail here, but you can see that it's an army that looks very much like a Wood Elf army. I must say it looks much more like a Wood Elf army than a High Elf army, and you can see the High Elf billboard in the background. That's actually my computer screen, just stuck to the right. It's like balanced on top of a computer which is on the floor. Anyway, next picture, the Tomb Kings win the roll for the first turn. Very nice stuff. And on the left-hand side, the Swarm and Scorpion advance into the forest. trying to protect the flank against the Shadow Warriors, and the archers move up ready to start shooting at the enemy on the hill. And the right-hand side, just maneuvering the chariots and Scorpion and stuff a little bit, moving the other archers onto the hill a bit further forward, and moving the carrion over to the right onto the hill where they can hopefully block somebody. Next picture, the High Elves didn't really suffer from my magic phase or my shooting phase very much at all. And now it's their turn to strike back. So moving forward with all of the cavalry through the in between the unit of Shadow Warriors and the Swordmasters, and just getting ready to charge range there. Moving all the Swordmasters forward, moving the archers, not moving the archers, moving the Spearmen forward, moving the Shadow Warriors to the side of the hill, and cleverly he's got his noble with the eagle in the background right behind that big piece of polystyrene there, which we're using as a piece of like a broken wall from a building. And interestingly, that eagle has line of sight on either side of it, so anywhere I move, really, I'm going to get pwned by a lot of strength 7 attacks there from the noble. Next picture, over on the right-hand side, you can see the cavalry moving around on the right. We've got some speakers on the table just so we can listen to some music, but that's really all that's happening here, and his first magic phase went off without too much damage. He actually took the Law of Shadows and tried for Unseen Lurker, but he didn't roll it, so he's just been casting Pit of Shades and so forth on me, so nothing really spectacular going on there. Next picture, again, it's Tomb King's turn 2, and here's an eagle's eye, a carrion's eye view of the battlefield. Speaking of carrion, I've moved them out in front of the enemy swordmaster so that they can't just march into the middle of my face there. And yeah, we'll see how things go. On the left-hand side, I've been just withered by a hail of arrows, and I've only got like 3 archers left out of a unit of 20. They got hit by a Pit of Shades as well, so I lost tons of them. But otherwise, just hanging out in the center, really, waiting for him to come to my side of the line before charging him with chariots and shooting him with whatnot. So, really, really weird and interesting game. It's unlike any other I've faced. Like, none of his units are super strong except for the Swordmasters. And, like, my shooting, isn't much less than what he's got, and his magic's not huge, but he's still got a scary army because played in the hands of an experienced player, it can be quite effective. All the combos he's got here, and he's got some really cool heroes. He's been shooting with the Reaver Bow, and he's got the Battle Banner, so that's obviously very nasty. Next picture, taking a look around at the other side of the table here. Yeah, you can see a lot of stuff's going on. He's got his Illyrian Reavers in the right-hand side position in a way that they can charge either my two archers there and overrun, or my large unit of skeletons. Not that they'd really want to do that, but they're in an interesting position. They can also block my chariots if they need to. Oh, excuse me. Alrighty. So next picture, we're going to take us over here to pretty much just another photo. Nothing's happened yet, so again, nothing too much to talk about. I think I've taken too many photos of this particular view, so we're going to go over to the next one. Yeah, this is the next turn for the High Elves, and we've got a depleted unit. Well, there's actually 4 of these riders coming right around the side. And behind the archers, they're in a position to charge the casket if they need to as well, because sneakily he's got one of those horses on the hill, just clipping it, so they count as being on the hill in terms of line of sight. And in the background, the Swordmasters have charged the carrion, so they've ranked up. And he tried to charge the carrion as well with his noble on the eagle, but he failed his fear check, so the noble is sitting there doing nothing. Liking how that turned out. Apparently, he revealed to me that had that fear test been passed, he would have positioned his noble in front of the carrion in such a way that he could have overrun into my chariots and walloped me. So, yeah, that would have sucked. Good thing he passed, and I didn't really spot that. So next photo, what happens here is I've raised some of the archers back from the dead with summoning, with resurrection, but he's charged them with the Illyrian Reavers, so it looks like he's going to bash through them pretty easily, and the Shadow Warriors have moved back away from the Scorpion. Next photo, what have we got here? Oh yeah, a very depleted unit of spearmen in the center of this picture. They got hit by a Screamer Skull catapult hit, and I knocked out like 7 or 8 guys, so that was nice. And the BSB with the Battle Banner has moved over to the large unit of Swordmasters that also look like Way Watchers, but that's cool. And he's got like 3 Swordmasters left killing those carrion, but I'm sure he'll chomp those in short order. Going to the next picture. He has destroyed the carrion in this picture, and he hasn't rolled a high enough overrun to get to the chariots or the Scorpion, so he's sitting duck right there in front of where my Scorpion is. So I should be able to charge him with the chariots and knock him out no problem. But I'm going to have to deal with these horsemen behind my lines.